if you're interested in commenting on the conversation. 857-366-5444. This is the Minority Men Show. We'll be back after this break.
Cruel summer. Sometimes the loneliness could eat me up inside. But I find forgiveness from myself. The love you gave and took away made me love myself. This is forgiveness. Regardless of your fault, I see your light. The truth is my weakness. I'll sleep alone tonight and hope that your memory will find me lost in the dream of how we used to be. And cruel summer. Sometimes the loneliness could eat me up inside. But I find forgiveness for myself. The love you gave and took away made me love myself. Come up from the darkness. Love always finds a way to make us right. You are my weakness. Another lonely night. I hope that my memory will find me lost in the dream of how I used to be. Cruel summer. Sometimes the loneliness can eat me up inside. But I find forgiveness for myself. The love you gave and took away made me love myself. You can find me, in your heart, always and forever. Always and forever. And even if we're not together, you'll remember, and I'll remember. You can find me in your heart, always and forever. And even if we're not together, forgiveness for myself. You'll remember, and I'll remember. You can find me sometimes in your now and forever. And even if we're not together, for myself, I remember. You remember. I remember. You remember. I'll remember. You remember. Even if we're not together, you'll remember. And I'll remember. You can find me. And I'll remember. In your heart, always and forever. And I'll remember. Always and forever. Even if we're not together, you'll remember. And I'll remember. And I'll
Hello, welcome back to the Minority Men Show. We are here with Chris Jackson, and we're having a very interesting conversation. We're getting a little bit of American history, and he's also giving us a little bit of a history of Liberia and what was going on at the time that he decided to come to America and change his life. Now, when he came to the States, you said that you saw that there were opportunities that weren't being taken advantage of, and you spoke about President Bush enacting AGWA.
Yes.
and that there was this opportunity for African Americans to invest in Africa. So, please continue.
Well, last year I attended a trade mission in Washington, D.C. I was invited by the Liberian embassy in the Department of Commerce. And at that event, the senior U.S. trade representative, who works directly with the President of the United States, had just returned from Accra, Ghana. And she met with the President of Ghana while she was there. And he shared with her that they had received a $5 million grant from the Bush government to build a bridge that would link Accra, the capital of Ghana,
Yes.
with a metropolitan city.
Mm.
And so they decided to put the bid on the website of the Department of Commerce, the U.S. Trade Agency, and the Ghanaian embassy website, with the expectation that U.S. companies would participate in the bidding process. Unfortunately, no U.S. companies participated. And guess who the $5 million grant went to? Who's right now the world's economic powerhouse on the global market?
China.
Absolutely. Okay. So she was highly upset that U.S. taxpayers' dollars went to the Chinese.
Now, why didn't any American companies bid on the contract? Was it because they didn't know?
Well, again, when it comes to Africa, a lot of U.S. businesses are disengaged or misinformed. Okay, and the trade representative was approached by a CEO at that event because he was upset with her that this information was not made available to them. And she said, listen, we live in an era of advanced technology. You have the Department of Commerce website. You have the U.S. Trade Agency website where you can go and access all of this information. But you all aren't doing it because when it comes to Africa, you're so disengaged. And that is why right now you have the Chinese, the Japanese, the Indians, the Brazilians, they're all going into Africa. Africa is now the 21st century economic frontier. If you want your economy to grow, you have to go to Africa to make it happen.
You know, it's funny how everything always ends up starting in Africa.
Exactly so. Yep.
When it comes to human existence, or it comes to expansion, it comes to business now, it always seems to go back to Africa.
Well, Africa is the cradle of civilization. Africa is richly endowed with natural resources. Africa is the only continent whose economy have not been affected by the downturn in the world economy.
Mm.
Do you think that's because it's been really untapped?
Exactly so. For example, my organization is focused on sub-Saharan Africa because sub-Saharan Africa have the fastest emerging markets on the global market right now. Most of these countries have untapped natural resources. And that's why the Chinese are focused on sub-Saharan Africa. Because they know that they can go in there and get the resources that they need. However, the people of Africa would prefer doing business with the American business community. Reason being, there's a difference between the way the Chinese and the American business community conduct business.
Tell us about some of those big differences.
Well, U.S. companies believe in quality. Chinese, most of what they do is substandard. I've had the opportunity to encounter some Chinese businessmen. And in the case of Liberia, because of the war, we have about an 85% high unemployment rate. And so when they approached me to take them to meet the Liberian ambassador, because they wanted to do some business in Liberia, there was one thing that I asked of them, that they would bring the technical support to train the Liberian workers so that when they leave, the Liberians will be able to take over and sustain whatever infrastructure that they have left behind. And so I thought we had a deal. They went to Beijing and they came back. They said, we have to bring everybody. And I said, can't happen. I told you the country has an 85% high unemployment rate. If you bring everybody, then where are the Liberians? Where do they fit into this picture? And so we went our separate ways.
So now, what made you become who you are today?
Well, I want to revisit my encounter with the Chief Justice. As a young man, I did not believe. Well, let me not say I did not believe. I knew that there was a God, but I did not have a personal relationship with him. And in the midst of the crisis, I became exposed to the creator of the universe, because my life was spared 3 times. And he allowed me to see those things, to say, look, I can give you everything that you have materially. But when the time comes for me to take them away, I'll take them within less than 24 hours. And that's what happened to the Chief Justice.
Wow.
And 12 of his counterparts. Okay. And so I decided, when I left Liberia, that I would spend the rest of my life trying to make a difference in somebody's life because of where God brought me from. It hasn't been easy. There have been challenges. There have been disappointment. But I kept focused.
You know, it's like, they talk about when you have a college degree, they can't never take that away from you. If you're able to pass on knowledge to someone else and they're able to use that to better themselves, they can't take that away from you.
No. Well, see, as I shared with Jamie when we first met, I applaud those who have educational advancement, materials possession. However, God gives each and every one of us the talent to make a difference in somebody's life.
He don't want hoarders.
Yes, exactly. So.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
He doesn't want people who hoard things.
Oh.
Exactly. So, when you have achieved academic excellence, it is incumbent upon you to reach back and make a difference in somebody's life. Dr. King said he did not want to be remembered for his academic achievement or his material possessions. He wanted to be remembered as a drum major for peace, social justice, and equality. The Bible said, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So when I hear folks talk about all of their academic achievement, I'm waiting to hear, what have you done to make a difference in somebody's life?
What was that saying that you heard before? Can you say that again?
Dr. King?
Yes. What is a man?
Okay. Dr. King said he did not want to be remembered for his academic achievements and his material possession. He wanted to be remembered for peace, social justice, and equality for all mankind.
Yeah, the same thing goes for the wealth you gain too.
Yeah.
It's what you do with the wealth. Any resource you have to offer, your intellect or your wealth or anything you have to offer.
Yeah.
So, with Mr. Jackson, with that being said, what would you like to be remembered as or for?
Well, I would like to be remembered for making a difference in somebody's life, because the talent that God has given to me, it is not mine. It belongs to him. It is incumbent upon me to share what he has given to me.